Have you ever stopped to wonder why two people can look at the very same thing and see something completely different? This is the power of perception. It is the unique lens through which each of us experiences the world. Think of it like a pair of glasses that you wear every single day. These glasses are tinted with your own personal history, your beliefs, everything you have ever been taught. So when you look out at life, you are not just seeing what is there. You are seeing what is there, filtered through your own personal lens. It is a process that happens inside our minds, turning the raw information from our senses into something that has meaning for us, and only us. This personal lens is something we all have, and no two are exactly alike. It's what makes you, you. It is the reason a rainy day might feel cozy and peaceful to one person, a chance to curl up with a good book and a warm cup of tea. Yet for another person, that very same rainy day might bring feelings of sadness or gloom, reminding them of a canceled plan. The rain itself has not changed. It is simply water falling from the sky. What has changed is the meaning we give it, the story we tell ourselves about it. Now let's talk about that feeling we all know, the sting of being offended. That feeling arises in the space between what someone says or does and how we perceive it. An offense is rarely the intention. It is almost always the interpretation. When someone's words or actions pass through our personal lens, that unique filter we talked about, they can sometimes hit a sensitive spot. A past hurt, a deep-seated insecurity, a value we hold very dear. The other person may have no idea that this sensitive spot even exists within us. They are simply acting from their own perception of the world. Think of it this way. Words themselves are just sounds or symbols. They do not have inherent power. We are the ones who give them power based on the meaning we attach to them. A joke that one person finds hilarious might deeply wound another. This is because the second person's perception connects that joke to a painful stereotype or a personal experience of being belittled. The speaker might have intended only to be funny, to share a moment of lightness. But their intention gets lost in translation as it travels from their reality into someone else's. The feeling of being offended is our emotional alarm system telling us that one of our core beliefs or vulnerabilities has been trespassed upon. So, feeling offended is a deeply personal experience. It is a signal from within, telling us something about ourselves. Let's look at some simple, everyday examples to see how this plays out. Imagine a manager who says to their team, "I need everyone to work extra hard this week. We have a very important deadline." One employee, let's call her Sarah, hears this and feels motivated. Her perception is that this is a challenge, a chance to prove her skills. She feels a sense of team spirit and purpose. However, another employee, Tom, hears the very same words and feels completely different. He perceives the message as a threat. His internal filter translates the manager's words into doubts about being overworked and underappreciated. Here is another common scenario. A friend texts you, "See you later," with a period at the end. If you are not thinking much about it, you might perceive it as a simple, straightforward message. But let's say you just had a small disagreement with that friend. Now, your perception might be colored by the emotions of that disagreement. You might see that period at the end of the sentence as a sign of anger or coldness. "See you later" suddenly feels dismissive. You might start to worry, are they mad at me? When the friend might have just been typing quickly. In both of these situations, the objective event is neutral. It is a blank canvas. It is our perception, guided by our own unique blend of past experiences, current emotions, and personal insecurities that paints the picture and gives it meaning. For Sarah, the canvas becomes a picture of opportunity. For Tom, it becomes a picture of pressure. Understanding this is key to navigating our relationships with more grace and less unnecessary conflict. It reminds us that our interpretation is just one of many possibilities. So what exactly creates these powerful filters that shape our perception? 3 of the biggest influences are our culture, our personal experiences, and our current emotions. Culture is like the air we breathe. It is all around us. It shapes our values, our communication styles, our ideas of what is polite or rude. In some cultures, direct eye contact is a sign of honesty and respect. In others, it can be perceived as aggressive or disrespectful, especially when speaking to an elder. Personal experiences build layers on our perceptual lens, both good and bad. If teasing meant affection growing up, a playful jab can feel like closeness. But if someone was bullied as a child, that same jab can feel like a hurtful attack. Your past becomes the context for your present. Finally, our emotions in the moment act as a powerful short-term filter. Feeling happy or confident, you're more likely to perceive the world in a positive light. A stranger's smile is seen as a friendly gesture. But if you're feeling sad, anxious, or insecure, that same filter changes completely. The stranger's smile might seem mocking. These three forces, culture, experience, and emotion, are constantly working together, creating a complex and ever-changing lens of perception that is entirely your own. It's a beautiful and intricate system that makes each of us who we are. But it is also the source of so much of our human conflict. We forget the person standing in front of us is looking through a completely different lens. Recognizing these powerful, invisible forces is the first step toward looking beyond our own filters. So, knowing all of this, how can we do better? How can we navigate this world of different perceptions and avoid causing unintentional hurt? The answer lies in practicing empathy and mindful communication. It begins with a simple, powerful pause. Before you speak or act, take just a moment to think about the person you are communicating with. Consider their perspective. One of the most effective tools we have is the use of I statements. Instead of saying, "You were rude," try saying, "When you said that, I felt hurt." This simple shift does two incredible things. First, it owns your perception. Second, it invites conversation instead of defensiveness. Another key step is to become a better listener. So often when someone is talking, we are not truly listening. True, active listening means quieting your own mind and genuinely trying to understand the other person's world. Pay attention not just to their words, but to their tone of voice and to their body language. Ask clarifying questions like, "What I think I hear you saying is that right?" This shows that you care enough to get it right. Ultimately, understanding perception is the foundation of kindness. It is the realization that most people are not trying to be malicious. They are just living in their own reality, a reality as real and valid to them as yours is to you. When we embrace this truth, our entire approach to others changes. We become more patient, more forgiving, and more curious. We build bridges of empathy instead of walls of judgment. We learn to walk gently in the world, knowing that we are surrounded by billions of different stories. And by seeking to understand those stories, we enrich our own and create a kinder, more connected world for everyone.